What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Hasbro Marvel Legends Deadpool series, Bishop. Here we do have Bishop in the packaging. What we're going to do is take a little break, get him open up, and we'll have a better look at the figure inside. So stay tuned, everyone. And so here we have Bishop posing out of the packaging. Before we have a look at the figure, let's actually take a look at what he comes with. Bishop here does come with the right arm of the Sauron Build-A-Figure, which is pretty impressive, and we will have a look at Sauron when he's all put together. As far as Bishop goes, he does come with one accessory. He does come with his plasma rifle, or, his big effing gun, if you want to call it that. And it is a really nice accessory, and it fits nice and snug in the holster in the back. Although it doesn't really sit in any particular way, you can see it just kind of slides down, which is a little bit unfortunate, but at least it holds nicely. I can hold the figure upside down, and it stays in place. So with his accessories out of the way, let's have a better look at Bishop. And so here we have a closer look at Bishop, and I have to say, Hasbro did a really good job with the face sculpt. I really do love the face that they use for Bishop. It actually does look a lot like the character, how I remember him from early comics and even in the X-Men TV show. Really love the detailing they put on his face. The M on his right eye is actually sculpted detail. It's not just painted. I am really happy that Hasbro went all out and did that. I really do love his hair. It really screams 90s. A lot of things about this character just screams early to late 90s, especially with his design. You can see he has the mullet, which, I don't know, for some reason every superhero in the mid-90s needed a mullet, and Bishop is no exception. Really do like that. He is wearing a scarf. It is a separate appliance, and it does fit over his head, his neck really nicely. You can remove it if you pop his head off, but he is using the Hyperion body. I know there's a lot of people that don't really care much for this body, but having these pouches and the scarf, it really does make the figure look better. There's a lot of times where you can just add things to a body mold that you don't really like, and it just brings out the figure even more, and that's what it's doing here with Bishop. You can see his harness is actually tied all the way around. You can take it off if you really wanted to, but I'm going to leave mine on. You can see he does have pouches for days here. The holster for his gun seems a little bit oversized, as you saw a little bit earlier. The gun has a tendency to want to slide in and out, but it doesn't fall out, so I do like that. And again, you see some more pouches right here. He has a short pouches here, long pouches here. It looks like he has a few flash grenades right here and more pouches. And then, of course, we have the X-Men logo. You can see some more X-Men insignias right here. On the side right here, he has some armbands. These are actually loose appliances, and they do have a tendency to slide up and down, just depending on how you have them posed. You can see he is wearing some really dark blue gloves, and you can see it does have a separate piece right here. The cuff is a separate appliance, so be aware that this might move up and down, and just adjust it as necessary. As far as the rest of the costume goes, it looks just like I picture Bishop looking in the 90s, but I do feel like the paint isn't 100% there. I don't know how well it's coming up on camera, but these paint lines right here, they look good. But then you get to this line going on his abs, and it's a little bit thin. We go on to his pelvis here, and the lines go from really clean and sharp to a little bit fuzzy on both of them. Then we get to his hip right here, where, again, not sure if it's coming up on camera, but it does seem a little light, especially toward the bottom. Gets a little fuzzy right here along the musculature of his body, some more fuzziness here. And then probably the biggest weird thing about this is that his knee, I don't know why the joint is painted yellow. It should continue blue going all the way up. Why is it yellow? I have no idea, but it also continues on the bottom of his knee. So why is this painted yellow? I don't know. It doesn't really match up. You can see right here, it should be blue. It shouldn't be yellow. That's all I'm saying. And then he has these really dark blue boots, which do look really nice. Again, he is using the Hyperion body, but there's a lot here that does make it seem a little bit better, because I know a lot of people don't like the Hyperion body, but for Bishop, it works. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get him compared to a few other figures you may have in your collection. Here we have Bishop posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. And so here we have Bishop posed next to the Marvel Legends Deadpool series Cable and the Marvel Legends Apocalypse Wave Sabretooth. All these figures use similar bodies, but there's enough here to separate them just with the appliances, so you can see how some added accessories make the body totally different. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually take a look at Bishop's articulation. Now, Bishop does have the standard articulation for a Marvel Legends figure. He is using the Hyperion body, so if you've seen any review I've done of the Hyperion body, you'll know what you're in for. If you're not sure, let's run through it really fast. He does have a ball joint in the head. He can look down, and he would be able to look up. Unfortunately, his mullet does get in the way. We do get some head pivot, so there is some attitude there. I do like that. His head is on a hinge, so you can actually bury his chin into his chest. And even though he has a longer hair, it's soft enough that you can actually have him looking up, so I do like that. And of course, it does rotate. Arms on a ball hinge that go out to about that far. They do a full 360. Just be aware that you might run into the gun with his left arm. Right arm is unhindered. He has a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, swivel, and up and down hinge on both his hands, so I really do like that for gun posing. You can see his hand does go out and only goes up about that much, but it's enough for gun slinging poses. He has an ab crunch which goes forward about there, goes back all the way, swivels at the waist, legs go forward, back, and out quite a way. I really do love the range on the Hyperion body. Swivels at the thigh, double jointed in the knee. Only goes up to about there because it is a beefy figure. Swivel at the boot, has a hinge in the ankle which goes back and forward facing pin for rocker ankle. Although on mine, the left rocker ankle is a little bit loose. Right one is pretty good, but this ankle is loose, so that does hinder posing. But other than that, still really impressed by this figure. So what we're going to do now is take a little break, get him posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have Bishop posed for my final thoughts. Overall, I really do like the way this figure came out. He has a really strong 90s vibe, which I really do dig about this figure. The pouches for days is something really influential from the 90s, as well as the BFG, which is his big friggin' gun. If you can find Bishop on the shelves, he is going to run you about $25, depending on where you purchase him. I was lucky enough to pick up mine from my local comic book store, so huge shout out to Black Sheep Comics for getting this out to me, so I can review it for you guys. The Deadpool series Sauron Wave is starting to hit stores now. I have seen it at Target, Walmart, and of course your local comic book stores. If you can find Bishop and you need a figure for your X-Men collection, this is a must-have figure. I do have a lot of memories of Bishop on the TV show, and I just needed this particular version in my collection. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other Marvel Legend videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it's in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.